Hello and welcome back to another video. Today's Delta Lucario. Mega Delta Lucario. Um, I've been real busy with school, so it's late, but it's here now. Um, I've been saying I'll try to do some more soon. I don't think school is that busy around now. It might get busier later, but for now it's fine. Um, but yeah, Delta Lucario is a dark and ground type, which defensively is not great. You do resist like a few types, but you're weak at like fighting, bug, fairy, ice, water, grass. I think that's it. Six weaknesses that are most of them very common offensively. It's not the best, and your defensive stats are also not very good. 70 HP defense and spread for regular Lucario, and 88 defense and the same HP and spread for Mega Lucario. It's probably not going to live that long, and it's also not the reason you play it. You don't play it for the bulk, you play it for the offensive potential that it has. With 90 speed, 110 attack, and 115 special attack is very good. And for the Mega, it's even better. 145 attack, 140 special attack, and 112 speed. It's quite fast and very strong, the Mega. And the regular form is like not weak either, but it's not as impressive as the Mega is. But the Mega is really strong, and the regular is still pretty strong. So yeah, that's basically the idea of this thing. Um, abilities it gets justified, pressure and mummy as a regular Lucario, and defiant as Mega Lucario. Justified means that you get an attack boost every time you get hit with a dark type move, which is kinda nice because you resist dark. So every time you get hit by a dark type move, which you don't take that much damage from because you resist it, your attack goes up, which is kinda nice for physical sense. Pressure is a good ability, but not on something that's not gonna stay around for very long. It would have been a lot better on something that's just really fat and just stalls with pressure, but this thing can't really do that. It can try, but I don't think you should. Mummy is an interesting ability. It's Configurus' only ability. Every time you get hit by a contact, is it just contact move? It might just be contact move. Hold on. I'll check. Yeah, any contact move. If you don't make contact, it doesn't trigger it. Contact move, you transfer mummy to the opponent, but you yourself also keep mummy. I think that's how it works. I think that's how it works. It's like Galarian, no Runary, Wandering Spirit that swaps them. But this doesn't swap. This just gives both mummy. I think. I'm like 90% sure that's true. And Defiant is a good ability, which means every time you have any stat lowered, your attack boosts by 2 stakes, which is incredibly good. Like against like webs or something, it can be very useful. It's just a free boost. Or like Intimidate, you can't intimidate it because it's just gonna get more attack. If it's physical. Physical is also like, I'm just gonna say, physical is by far the best of the set, but it can be special too. But it's physical is better. Some relevant moves you get so much coverage, or so much setup, I mean. There's so much setup. Agility for speed, bulk up Calm Mind for like defensive-ish, physical with a special setup, home class, it's kinda there but don't use it. Nasty Plot Swords then more aggressive setup on both sides. Trick Room, I don't know why you wouldn't use Trick Room with this. I don't get it. Why would no? You shouldn't. But it's possible, but you shouldn't. Taunt, good move, for instance, status moves. Roar, phase things out, although you're not very bulky and using a -6 priority move is usually not a very good idea. On something that's like this frail and not built to be defensive. Stealth Rock, it's a great move, but you might not run it that much on this thing. Knockoff, amazing, gets rid of items, extreme speed, priority, the strongest priority in the game. Sucker Punch, good priority as well, it's stab, and Vacuum Wave for special priority. So it has a lot of setup options, and the rest is like kinda okay. Like its non-setup, non-offensive support moves are like not that much existent. It's mainly taunt and stealth rock, but its taunt is still phenomenal, and stealth rock is always good to have. So yeah, the first set, which is honestly, I'll just go with the second set first because I'll be done with this pretty quickly. The special set, uh, I'm gonna okay. I'm gonna cover both Mega and regular in the same sets. I only have two sets, special and physical. This thing can't really do anything support. Support Lucario doesn't exist. It's unfortunate, but it just doesn't exist. So as I was saying, there's only two sets, so physical, special, both Pokemon in the same set. So if you're regular Lucario, you probably run like something like Life Orb or Focus Sash or something like that, or Scarf. You can run specs on this too. You can run whatever you want. Extra belt. But for Mega, obviously, you have the Mega Sonia Jewel. I'm not really gonna. There is not really a significant difference between how you use the regular and Mega, because the abilities the regular has don't really matter that much. They like their effects can be used just as well as the Mega can use them. So there's no real reason to make a distinction between regular and Mega that much besides item. But yeah. Nasty Spot or Calm Mind, generally speaking, I wouldn't recommend Calm Mind. I would just say go Nasty Spot for more aggressive setup. Earth Power, Dark Pulse for stab, hits a lot of things, at least neutrally. Um, You're in Power Gem for the flying types, they're immune to ground. Agility if you want to double dance. Blizzard, Thunder, and Psyshock are like the weirdest moves this thing gets. They cover a lot of things. They cover flying, they cover water, they cover grass, they cover what else do they do? They cover ground, they cover a lot of things very well. Ice dragon, what else? I think ice is like one more super effective. I can't think of anything. I'm probably stupid or I cover everything already. But it doesn't get Thunderbolt, it doesn't get Ice Beam, it doesn't get Psychic, it gets Blizzard, Thunder, and Psyshock. I don't know why, it makes no sense to me, but it's just the way it is. Um, Psyshock helps with fighting types that you might not be able to deal with otherwise. Grass Knot, stupid water types, stupid other ground types. It can be a situationally very good move. Focus Blast helps with opposing dark types, helps with opposing normal types, helps with whatever ice types, I guess. Vacuum Wave priority is always good to have, and Taunt Stealth Rocks. You can always run Taunt the Stealth Rock, but if you want to, if you don't need to move Salt, you might run Taunt or Stealth Rock. But the majority of the time, you'll probably run Physical, and the Physical set is significantly better. Um, and as you can see, there are a lot of moves that this thing can run, and I'm gonna go through all of them. You can run a lot of moves. Item situation, same thing. You can run Scarf, Life Orb, Sash, Choice Band, Choice Scarf. You can run whatever you want. You can run what is it? Earth Plate, Dread Plate for Ground and Dark, respectively. You can run Expert Belt. You can run whatever the heck you want to run. Um, but you can run Justify now as an ability because it boosts your attack if you get hit by a dark type, which you can then predict on the switch in. As regular Lucario, you can do it whenever, right? But Mega, you can pre-Mega, you can switch in on dark type moves, or like at least make people want to click dark type moves less, and that can also be helpful. If you have an ability that can change how the opponent wants to play, then you have a good ability, basically. In my opinion. Earthquake knockoff, very basic. Dual step, it's very hard. You got an extreme speed for priority, which is very nice to have as well. Sucker punch, other priority option, which is stab and does hit stronger because of stab, but it does rely on the opponent picking and packing move. Agility, if you want to be double dance, it's an option. Although you're not very bulky, so if you're gonna get it off, then GG. And congratulations on getting it off somehow, because somehow you don't die in 2 turns. which is kind of impressive to be honest with this thing's bulk. Rock Slide, Stone Edge, flying for flying types, for bug types. Fire Punch helps with the grass types, helps also with the bug types, helps with ice types and whatever. I think that's it. Close combat, boosting dark types and whatever normal types, rock, steel type, rock and steel are already covered. Then Headbutt helps with fighting, Thunder Punch helps with water, helps with flying, Iron Head fairies, Ice Punch is just helps with flying types, helps with grass types. Darkest Lariat is an interesting one because it ignores opponents' stat changes. So basically, you go through defense boosts, and that's the main important part about Darkest Lariat. The second part is that it does more damage than knockoff when the opponent doesn't have an item, or is like have like as a Mega Stone. So it could be stronger than knockoff depending on the situation. But the most important part about it is it ignores stat changes, and that could make it a reason to play it. Because if you're playing against like a, I don't know, like a Corviknight, and you like a regular Lucario playing against a Corviknight, you like Sash and you go for Swords Dance, you can go for Dark Lariat against like an Iron Defense Corviknight and do a ton of damage. Otherwise, Thunder Punch would probably not do nearly as much because it doesn't ignore the defense change. Boomerang, it's a strong Earthquake, kinda, but it hits 50 base twice instead of 100 base once, and it's 90% accurate. So it goes through Substitute, which is like the main reason to use it, but it's less reliable. Generally speaking, Earthquake is better, but you could run Boomerang. In my opinion, Earthquake is better. Taunt, Stealth Rock, same thing as last time. It's okay to have. There's a good filler moves if you really don't need anything else, or you really want Taunt or Stealth Rocks. You can always run them. Yeah. This is definitely the best set, especially for the Mega, which is a higher physical attack stat, and it has more support, more priority to help with physical. It has a lot more coverage. It can support, it can deal with a lot more, a lot better, and yeah, physical is just a lot better. Like Intimidate doesn't matter. Defiant, Justified, boost attack when you get hit by a dark move. Like everything this thing has helps with it being a physical Swords Dance threat or whatever you want to be. And yeah, I do think physical is like by far the best set, but you can special is not unviable. It's just significantly worse. Yeah, that's basically Delta Lucario. It's very strong boss. But yeah, Delta Mega is very scary, and it's very good boss. And the regular, not as much. But yeah, they're all just in general worse than regular Lucario and Mega Lucario because Mega Lucario is more. But this thing is very fun. So, see y'all next time. Goodbye.